day, everyone. Welcome to Light Laughter and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt. I'm an Avesa quantum healer, self-ascension intuitive counselor, and medical intuitive. And here with you today at Light Laughter and Lattes. Hello, everyone. We are in this fabulous month of giving, receiving, and the open hands. And so I wanted to talk a bit about that today because giving and receiving has so much around it. There's so much in the medical intuitive aspect of this, in the emotional and physical healing of this, to open up those channels of giving and receiving so we can receive our soul's energy, so we can be more abundant, so we can attract the people we want to attract. I mean, really, it's everything. So I wanted to touch on this. And if you're here listening, jump in and say hi. The chat is open. Maybe you can share some of your experiences, because the energy right now is crazy amazing, highly manifestive energy. I'm not sure if you're noticing this, but it's so amplified that it's almost a bit scary. I'm having to modify every thought, readjust every thought, because even the thoughts that I think are creating, and then I can cancel them, and then that creates too. So it can be amazing depending on if you are in a centered place and your focus is good and your mind is clear. It can be a little crazy if it's not. So my teacher, Master Lady Kira Ra, since 2019 has put out these energy calendars, and they've been yearly planners that are so spot on. These calendars are ensouled through her, and she's guided exactly the images, the words to put on them. And they are so exact that even if there's a picture, let's say, of a mouth that lands on that date, it will be about speaking your truth. And so they are crazy amazing. The new calendars are out for next year already. So I will put some links where you can find them, because you're going to want a copy. But right now, this month has all these crystalline light energy pouring upon us with these open hands of giving and receiving. And this month is all about that. It's about how much you give is in direct relation to how much you receive. And so are you noticing that? Are you paying attention to people around you? I had a client who just came to me who actually had won 2 services from me at a raffle drawing. And I had several people in this pot that put their names in for the drawing, and he won both. And so I spent about 2.5 to 3 hours with him the other day. And he said, Geri, not only did I win both of those, but I was just at a fall festival in which they had 3 drawings and I won all 3. And so I have to share that this young man gives, gives, and gives. I mean, he's been at so many events that I've been at. He's always standing there helping out, offering himself in some way, and he is now receiving the direct benefit of that giving. And part of the key is that his giving isn't so that he receives. His giving is because it just gives him joy to do that. And I know many of you may or may not have had experiences in your life where you gave, and you got hurt because of it. Whether you gave love, whether you gave energy, money, time, your passion, whatever it is, and it turned on you. And that will directly affect your ability to give and receive. If there is any unforgiveness, if there's any um, resolution that wasn't, a part of this, if those energies hadn't been resolved, those energies stay in your energy field. And usually this is about the heart, right? Your heart was hurt. Your heart was open, it got hurt, and now it's closed a little bit more because of it. And as a result, there might be some anger, some resentment, some other energies, and I will go over all of those because I can speak clearly about this. I've had a lot around that, and this is the time to heal it right now because we are in a retrograde, which is all about looking back, returning to the past, resolving it so that you can move forward in a better way, so that you can receive more, give more, all of those good things. And so I'm going to take a peek here at my notes, make sure I'm on track. I wanted to mention a little bit about this giving, receiving energy. It's also in this amplified energy of this new moon coming up. And so we're being showered with all this energy. And really, these energy showers are about the universe saying, here, let me give you everything you need for 2024. You want to wake up faster? Okay, here it is. You want more wisdom? Okay, here it is. You want a connection with your guides? Okay, here it is. And it is literally pouring on us. So it's just the ability to be able to open your hands, be present, not be distracted, relax, and it's relax the mind, right? That can be so hard, and receive. And if you're having a hard time relaxing that mind, you can put one hand in your heart, one hand on your head, and just breathe rhythmically between the two. That'll help balance the head energy with the heart energy so you can be a place of presence and receiving. So, presence is really the key. So, if that means finding some walks in nature or whatever it may be that allows you to relax and receive, it's time to do that because the universe is pouring this energy as fast as it can and it's constant. All I have to do is put out my hands and I can feel the light coming in, coming in, coming in, pouring in. And this is a time where the mind will freak out and try stop this. And it can. So it's really good to relax the mind, watch the distraction energy. Distraction energy is just a part of you that's scared to receive or scared to look at yourself or in fear of what's coming because it doesn't know. So just relax and receive, and you will get the amplification that'll assist you through 2024. It's like the universe's gift to all of us. Here, this is what we are going to give you to assist you. And so some things we can do to assist our ability to receive. And as we assist our ability to receive, that also assists our ability to give. The two of them go together. It's, a heart connection. We've got the right ventricle and the left ventricle. We receive on the left, we give on the right. And so it's all about that. And if our hearts have been hurt, that will limit our ability to give and to receive. And so how do you know? Maybe you're thinking, well, I feel pretty good. I can give well, I can receive well, things are going pretty good. So how do you know? So ways you know is, do you have triggers around certain things? Is there triggers that trigger you when it comes time to give? Like I know as I was healing and still am healing a huge betrayal, which I'm going to talk about. Um, One of my triggers was seeing tip jars everywhere because I work in a substitute teaching industry in the state of Idaho, which pays their subs next to nothing. You're virtually a volunteer. And pour my heart out to the students. I give it all. I do good notes. I show up on time. All of those things. I treat it like a really good job. And I don't get tips, right? And it shouldn't matter is the point. But if there's a trigger in there around any of these kinds of little things that show up in your day to day, the little things that like bug you or the little things that want to get you on a soapbox, or pet peeves, right? Those kind of things. That's something to notice. And then to go deeper with the why. And so often when we have opened our hearts really big, say that you've loved before like crazy, and that person betrayed you, or that person left you, or that person cheated on you, any number of those things, it is so common, which almost always happens, the heart closes because it hurt. It really hurt. It hurt to be open, so you closed it. And then comes the time where you're like, well, I would like a relationship again. Well, you will close yourself off to relationships if there's an underlying energy saying, I can't trust to love anymore. So, the key to that is you'll know by what you're attracting. You can tell by what you're attracting, the type of people that show up in your life and the experiences you're having. So you might be aware that you're maybe closed off a little bit more, or you're having an experience where you're maybe not financially abundant, and that could be because you're not able to receive, or you're not able to completely give. Does it trigger you? Like, I know this time of year, the stores are really good at saying, would you like to donate to X or Z, or would you like to round it up, right? When you go to the cash register. Is it easy for you to say, yes, of course, you know? Or do you say, oh gosh, everyone wants something, right? Everyone's trying to take from me, which would be a past experience of where you gave and gave and gave, and everyone took from you, right? And so to look at those things and heal them. And the way to do this is through self-forgiveness. It is the best way I know to heal that energy. And even though it was everyone else that did something to you when you gave, I know that was my experience as being a mom. I gave everything. I put myself second. I did everything for my kids. I did all of the work. I did the volunteer work. I brought them to everything. I made all the meals. I did 80% of what needed to be done for the family. I did myself. And in the end, I lost everything. Everyone turned on me, including my children, friends that I'd opened my heart to, people that I had done stuff for. Everyone turned on me. And so I sunk way, 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 way down with that experience. There was a really strong pain in there for loving and being hurt. And excuse me, I've got my phone that's buzzing and it's distracting me. I'm trying to get it out of the way. Forgive me for that. Um, And so those unresolved emotions and those pains and hurts makes it so it's hard to attract someone new again. And it makes it hard to openly receive, whether it's receiving a compliment, whether it's receiving money, whether it's receiving even support. Because think about it, if you gave to everyone and you were everyone's support, and all of those people turned on you, you you're not being supported anymore. And so if you're feeling in your life that you're not being supported, that can be a piece of that as well. So take a look. I mean, take a look. It's so worth right now because we are in a retrograde, which means we're returning, we're looking back, we're restoring, we're resolving, we're doing those things in this month of giving and receiving. So the energy is on your side right now. Any work you do right now is going to be amplified because the stars are aligned, right? And we have these moments, and this is one of them. And as you do the work, you will notice immediate results of your ability to receive. It has been crazy for me this past 2 weeks. I have gone through and for me, it was, I grew up in a really small town, and my ex-husband and I were in high school together. So we knew everyone in the town between our families. And so our divorce was huge, and it went out for miles and miles and miles in several towns of all the people we knew. And so when it came time for me to do my forgiveness work, and I'm still doing it because it's ongoing and it's layered, there's layers of it. We store these things in layers as they happen in layers, like an onion, you have to peel back the layers. So you might be having great moments where everything's going good, you're giving and receiving is great, and all of a sudden, whoa, everything stops. That might be because you've hit a new layer. There's a new level of healing that's happening. And so I had to go take a wide angle view and put myself in the shoes of every single person that I think may have had a judgment towards me, or may have, turned on me, may have whatever, because their energy, um, when there's unforgiveness, there's a cord created between you and those people because it's unresolved energy. And you're literally giving them life force energy because they're sharing some with you. And so this forgiveness practice is a way to really clean your energy field up and give you your energy back. And so I had to put myself. One of the things that I've done is put myself in their shoes, realized that they came from a different perspective. They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what they were thinking. They didn't really know me. Maybe it was hearsay. In my case, it was some girlfriends I was really close to, but their husbands were really good friends with my husband at the time. And so all the women turned on me just because they didn't want to go in a different direction than their husbands. And so I had to forgive them. They didn't know what they were doing. They weren't strong enough in who they were to be able to say, no, I don't care what you think. This is what I think. And so I had to put myself in each of their shoes, forgive them, forgive myself for showing up, forgive God and the universe for creating a world in which I could have this experience, and forgive, maybe it's an institution. It's forgiving everyone around it. And as you do this, you will notice your heart opening more. I could literally feel the heart opening. You might feel the pain, you might feel the sadness come out. Then you're doing the work. And a day or so later, you'll feel amazing. What I'm noticing is I'm getting texts back, immediately with this. I'm getting, I can share that I've been doing this forgiveness for the last few days. And a few days ago, no one was supporting me. As I was substitute teaching, the kids were wild and crazy. They were disrespectful. And as I showed up today, um, I got paid for a full day, and I miraculously only had to be there for a few hours. And I had someone say, "Can I offer you a computer?" I had someone else say, "How can I help you?" I had several kids come up and thank me and literally say, "We appreciate you. I appreciate you." And that is a direct reflection of me appreciating myself, me supporting myself, me thanking myself, me doing that work on me, and it created that immediate reflection. And the more you do this, the more it's really a rebirthing process. And I always know when I'm in a rebirthing process because babies will show up everywhere. And anytime babies show up in your life, chances are you are rebirthing yourself. Okay, so I'm going to take a little break. Hi, Rachel. I am glad you're here. Thanks for jumping on. I'm going to take a little peek at my notes. Oh, yes. There's one more piece I wanted to share. Based on the experience that I was having with this huge betrayal, and this betrayal came from virtually everyone in my circle, minus my immediate family, my mom and dad, and my brother, and a few relatives. But it came from everyone. I was thrown down so low. And I've been constantly doing healing work on it, but when it's amazing to me how our hearts can close in a matter of minutes based on a trauma or something that happens. And then it can take, for me, it's been 5 years to get it back open again. And maybe it doesn't have to be like that, but that's been my experience and the experience I've seen with clients and others. And so the opening again, it seems to be a much longer process. I'm not sure why. But as this anger, which showed up in me as inflammation in my body, and that's what inflammation is. If you think of the energy of something being inflamed, it's your tissues holding on to anger. So any of those diseases that are all about inflammation, take a look. That's another call for the forgiveness practice. So as I've been doing this work, the inflammation has been going way, 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 way down. And the food sensitivities have been going way, way, way down. I can eat many more things now. I have so much more free energy. And so, our body is our truth detector. It will tell us what we're holding on to emotionally. And if there's still a lot there, it will show up as, high blood pressure or cholesterol or whatever you have. I'm peeking here again to see what else I have in my notes. Okay, so this forgiveness work in this time of creation, and the reason why it's so important right now is because we have an important date coming up. It's December 12th. And the amount of illumination, the amount of creation energy that is going to be available that day is incredible. And if you are not living your dreams, it's because there's still healing work to do. Otherwise, you would be living them right now. If you aren't living them, it's because there's a part of you that can't receive them, or you don't feel worthy, you're not in total self acceptance. And so, this day coming up is such a massive day of creation that we have like 6 more days, because we're at December 6th right now. We have 6 more days to do this work, to do the forgiveness work, to put out our hands and say, I am receiving, I am available, to call in what you want. And December 12th then will be the day where you can create, 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 dance it into creation. And based on the amount that you've healed and you resolved and you're able to give and receive, will be the results of that day. So it is a fabulous time to do all that work. And I do want to bring in a cards of clarity right now, because these cards are always so spot on. And it's an energy. These cards of clarity are an energy. They're not only the face of a card and some words, but they bring in the energy of whatever is needed for those watching now or those who are going to be watching it later on YouTube or Facebook or one of those outlets. And so, what is it that we all need right now in this moment? Ooh, Archangel Ariel. I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. Archangel Ariel. It's all about what we're talking about, of course. So Archangel 9, Ariel. Notice this amazing planet. Abundance is everywhere. This abundance is expressed through nature, the protection of a world that has plenty to offer if you choose to accept all its wonders. It is time for you to claim the law of instantaneous manifestation in full view of the abundance already surrounding you. See everything as abundant expression. Walk in nature, arriving back where you started, the place where everything is in plenty and lack is clearly an illusion. Okay, well, that's certainly in alignment with giving and receiving. Lack is an illusion, and we've just gotten used to it through hard knocks of life, right? Makes me think of the Grinch. I think everyone knows that story. He just had a hard life when he was little, and then wasn't able to give or receive when he got older. So, um, all about all about the forgiveness and the resolution. Okay, everyone. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I'll put some links below on the forgiveness practice. And December 12th, create those dreams. Namaste.